Good morning. It is Friday. It is Commodity Corner, and yes, another week is in the books. And I hope it was a great week. I hope we had lots of action as we were looking for. But we certainly did get the commodities spot on, and I think that's something to take note of when you're looking at the technical aspects of a market. You look to see when markets start to change their tune. And what did we see? We saw gold having some major problems. In fact, gold came down to a major level, which is 1550. You want to keep a good solid eye on that 1550 because if it breaks that, it's probably going into the 1400s. I would expect to see that gold to continue to bounce off of that. Again, I am still, the overall trend in gold is lower. We're going to look for spots to continue to sell gold. Now, the blow-off pattern that formed last week looks to be that you'll probably get some sort of little bounce. Look at what happened to crude oil. Crude oil went to our level of $98 a barrel, and again, is now trading at 93. It's something that you have to look at as the markets start to change directions. As risk comes out, the first place when markets start to turn, the money comes out of the riskier assets first, which is the commodity space. The grain markets, although had some early rally early in the week, continued to sell. So all of our technical reads on these markets continues to be the same. So as you look for the gold bugs that tell you that gold is the safe asset class, well, what happened? It wasn't so safe. When the market was getting crippled last Wednesday, so was gold. So what is that telling you? It's telling you that gold is just another commodity that people use as an alternative investment. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't own any gold. It just means that there is no safe haven. The only safe havens are always the US dollar. And if you've noticed, the dollar has started to rally again. Another sign that there is some changes are brewing. As the dollar rallies, the safety asset classes that everybody runs to when the markets are starting to change are the U.S. Treasuries and the U.S. dollar. Those are the safest asset classes that you can possibly be in. So the commodities are heavy, risk is coming out. So looking at two of them now, I think you continue to look at the same tack. You want to continue to be a seller of commodities on any reasonable rally. What you have to do is you have to identify the levels of the commodity that you're trading. Going forward, looking at my weekly predictions this week, I think that you will see the Dow continue to trade in this wide range. I would look for the week to be within 1 to 2% of where we are right now, but I think you could see some 2 and 3% moves. I look for gold to have probably a little bit of a dead cat bounce this week. I think that you're going to see that blow off last week is going to create a little bit of a rally. You want to look to sell that rally. I look for gold, but I do look for gold to be flat to higher this week. Crude, I would look for similar to gold. We had a pretty big drop. I would look for crude to rally a little bit off of the bottom. But again, I'm looking for spots to sell those. I am not a buyer of either of those spaces. The grain markets continue to look weak. We had a short on wheat in Bubba's picks, and I think that that's worked out pretty well. I think you want to look for every opportunity to sell the grain market. Look for the U.S. dollar to continue with its strength. Look for bonds to probably float around here. I think rates are going to go higher, which is going to bring the bond prices lower. And remember, have a great weekend for Friday, the Bubba Show. We'll talk to you on Monday.